We were at my sister's birthday dinner, a lavish restaurant in downtown Chicago where everything sparkled. The walls, the glasses, the people pretending their lives were flawless. Everyone dressed as if it were a miniature wedding, suits, heels, sequin dresses. The energy was loud, chaotic, full of laughter, stories, and endless pouring of wine. And beside me sat my husband, Daniel, calm, composed, quietly observing, the complete contrast to the wild energy surrounding him. He carried himself like a man who didn't need attention to be noticed, straight-backed, attentive when others spoke, offering polite smiles and occasional comments. Yet compared to my sister's friends and their dramatic tales, he almost disappeared. And perhaps that's what made something foolish in me want to provoke him, just to see if I could stir a reaction, to see him display emotion, to make him appear like the loud, bold man these dinners always seemed to favor. I didn't know how much I'd regret it. The disaster began when the conversation shifted to romantic effort. My sister's newly engaged friend bragged about her fiancé like he was a Disney prince. Monthly trips, surprises, handwritten notes, massages, flowers at her office. Other couples chimed in, teasing, comparing little gestures. Someone asked her, "Who's the most romantic guy at this table?" She squealed, pointed at her fiancé, and the table erupted in applause. Then someone, who I can't even recall, turned to me joking, "So, how's your husband keeping you happy?" Meant as light teasing. I could have said, "He's amazing," and left it there, but something, ego, insecurity, sheer stupidity, urged me toward the worst possible answer. I lifted my wine glass, smirked, and declared loudly for the entire table to hear, "Honestly, I think I need a new husband." The laughter was instant but hollow, awkward, uncertain, the kind people give when they don't know whether to laugh or intervene. I felt the tension, but instead of stopping, I fueled it. I tapped Daniel's shoulder. "Seriously, if anyone knows a guy who listens and actually takes initiative, send him my way." My sister's expression hardened instantly. Her fiancé looked away. A friend bit her lip nervously. And Daniel, he stared at me with a coldness I had never seen. No anger, no hurt, just a terrifying calm. The silence had weight. My stomach dropped. He set his fork down slowly, deliberately. "No rus, no firetin." He wiped his fingers with a napkin, placed it neatly on the table, and finally spoke. His voice was low, steady, sharper than anything I'd ever heard. "Well," he said, "if you're taking applications, I'll gladly free up the position tonight." The air snapped. Every sound, the clinking plates, background music, nearby chatter vanished. You could hear a pin drop. He wasn't done. He leaned back slightly, eyes fixed on me, tone icy and controlled. "You joke about needing a new husband, but maybe you should consider why your husband stopped trying in the first place." Someone across the table gasped. My heart pounded. His words were quiet, but devastating. "You have spent so long mocking, belittling, making everything a joke. Eventually, people stopped wanting to participate in your games. If you think disrespect is funny, it's no wonder you're looking for replacements. You don't know how to value what you have." I tried to speak, voice trembling. "Daniel, I was just..." He raised a hand, shutting me down instantly. "No, stop. You weren't joking. You meant it enough to say it publicly." He sipped his water calmly, voice controlled, terrifyingly so. "You've embarrassed me before, but tonight you embarrassed yourself more than you realize." My sister's face went pale. Her friend whispered, "Holy wow." Even the waiter froze, and I felt the blood drain from my face. I had never seen Daniel like this, not once in all our years together. He wasn't angry. He was done, truly done. The realization hit me like a stone in my stomach. He stood. No dramatic gestures, no slamming, nothing theatrical. He adjusted his jacket, placed his napkin beside his plate, and looked at me with finality. "You want a new husband?" he said quietly. "Good. After tonight, you won't have to pretend anymore." My throat tightened. "Daniel, please." He didn't turn fully toward me. That's the problem. You only say please when the damage is already done. Then he walked out. No yelling, no scene, just a quiet, devastating exit. The table remained frozen for a full minute. My sister stared at me in disbelief. Her fiancé muttered, "Damn, he really meant that." Someone else whispered, "Why would you say that to him?" I shrank in my chair, heat burning my face as reality settled in. I had pushed the one person who had always stood by me. I had mocked the man who supported me through everything. I had made him a joke, and he finally stopped letting me. The restaurant's noise slowly returned, but the shame didn't fade. It only grew heavier, louder, suffocating. Because Daniel's cold, measured words weren't just a comeback. They weren't a single moment. They were a breaking point I had created, and for the first time I realized I might have actually lost him.